Hi everyone, my name is Rhonda Robson and thank you so much for joining me on my fluid art channel, Rhonda's Tri-RRR-tistry. I am a fluid artist right here smack dab in the middle of the United States in Sioux City, Iowa. And today's video is a culminary of a lot of different techniques. It starts out as a fluid art Dutch pour, utilizing colors that I wanted to kind of make a stormy sunrise type of an ocean scene. And the first version was beautiful. There was some really cool stuff to it when you're close up. But when you are far away, the canvas, it looked just busy and I didn't want it that way. So I wanted to redo it again. So I tried to blow dry it, which that's what we do when we do a Dutch pour. And when I did that, it turned out to be a muddy mess. And so in the middle of that particular pour, I decided to take a large sheet of plastic and just swipe it. Once I swiped it, it looked really cool. And so I let it dry. But then as I noticed, as it was drying with all the different paints that were on there, and after the first Dutch pour, I did let it dry overnight and for a couple days, and then I redid the Dutch pour. So those two were fine. But then as I added more paint after my second Dutch pour, trying to get things kind of figured out, it just ended up having way too much paint. So fast forward to the next day, it was still really wet in a lot of areas and I could tell it was going to start to crack. So I took a small piece of plastic, which I didn't videotape myself on with this, but I will show you and demonstrate how I did it after the fact. But I took that small piece and I ran it over top of the wet area, and it kind of made it was almost like a smooth and then bubble, 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 or jump, jump, jump kind of a thing. It was like da, 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 as I moved it across the dry area. So from the wet area it was kind of smooth, and then it went da, 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 like that over the dry area, and it created some really, really cool effects. So let me get you right to the canvas. Let me show it to you, and then I'll explain a little bit more. So this is it right here. And it is a 3-foot by 4-foot canvas, and I will show you pictures of it close up. But I put this on Facebook asking people if I should do anything, add anything to it. I felt like the horizon of the ocean was just slightly a little bit not defined, and the sandy beach wasn't defined a little bit. And I got so many people telling me don't do anything, or maybe make a bird or two, or maybe a small sailboat in the distance. What I've decided to do is I'm going to keep it as is. I'm going to touch up the sides a little bit to make it a little bit more professional looking, but I am done. And the cool thing is with this one is you can turn it this way, and it's almost like a dusk or very, very early dawn sunrise with the pink as kind of like the sand. So whoever ends up buying this piece, they will be able to turn it however way they want to turn it. And it's got texture and depth to it by allowing the painting to mostly dry and take that piece of plastic and swipe over it. This is a technique I'm probably going to use a lot more often because I got a ton of people saying how cool it looked. All right, well, let me get you down on the canvas and let me show you the steps that I took in order to do this. It'll probably be a longer video because I painted this a number of different ways in a number of different times. Okay, thanks for joining me again today. And if you're new, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell, and let me know down below what you thought of the painting, what you thought of the process, and any ideas that you have on doing something similar to this. All right, bye for now. Hi everyone, my name is Rhonda Robson and I am with Tri-RRR-tistry, and today's painting we are going to do kind of a metallic, soft sunrise type of a look. and it's going to be a Dutch pour, so I'm going to be utilizing my ratios of a 3 parts paint to 2 parts water. But when I was Googling, it's so funny when you say that. When I was trying to figure out what color palette I wanted, this was the color that I started with, was Pearl. This is the background. I've already painted it, and so that's what I really wanted to go with. It's kind of nice. All you need to do is just Google color palettes, pick the color that you're looking for. I was kind of hoping to do more of a coral, so if you notice that some of these have more of a coral, but I've decided I really wanted to do something soft with this pearl. So the colors that I've chose today are the Deco Art Metallic Pearl as the background, the Extra Sheen Deco Art Extra Sheen Metallic Paint Rose Quartz, the Color Shift, and this is Folk Art Pink Flash. This one right here is the Deco Art Extra Sheen Metallic Paint Pewter. And then this one is the Color Shift again. This one is Blue Flash. This is the Extra Sheen again, Aquamarine Deco Art. Extra Sheen again, that's the Sky Blue Topaz. And it looks darker than it actually is. It's more of this light blue here. Then I also have Master's Touch Acrylic Paints, Payne's Gray, and then Metallic White, kind of for the wave. If you can kind of see, there is a little bit of that in there too as well. And I'm going to be using a Dutch pour in order to do the majority of that. So dirty pour and Dutch pour is probably what I'm going to be doing in order to capture something similar to that. All right, bye for now. Talk to you soon. Bye. Hi everyone. Today's video is about mixing paints, and in particular I'm going to be mixing for a Dutch pour, and I'm using a ratio of 3 parts paint to 2 parts water. And I have my distilled water here. I have my paint, at least one of them here. I've got my scale. I've discovered that using the scale works much better than trying to freehand it all the time. And then my cups, and then my sticks. And since I'm doing white, I'm using sticks that haven't been colored on, and then I do have some sticks here for my colored paints when I get to that. So, but I really wanted to just show you how I mix my paints. So this particular ratio I did get from Molly, who uses it as well. I have the link to her channel down below in the description, so you can get that as well. But there's a number of different people who have the same type of ratio. So I'm sure Molly got it from somebody who got it from somebody, but mine is from Molly. So I am using my scale because I found that it works better to start this way and then add water as I need to. Now right now it's on milliliters, and so I have it zeroed at 0. But when you put on a cup, notice that it does change that, so you have to re-zero it again. So I'm doing a 3 to 2 ratio, 3 parts paint to 2 parts water. And so I'm going to add 60 milliliters in here. Oops. All right, so I'm going to go, you know what, I'm just going to go to 90. Let's see if I do, I've already gone way over 90 again. So let's go, if I'm doing a 3 to 2 ratio and I go up to 120, so okay, so 123. So since this is 120, let's just take out the 3, pretend like the 3 is not there. This is 120 milliliters. You divide that by 3 and you get 40. I'm going to take the 0 off there and let's just use round numbers of 4. I'm trying to now do a 3 to 2 ratio, so I need to take 2 times 40, or 2 times 4 is 8, and then add on the 0, so 80. So I need to get 80 milliliters of water in here in order to give myself the 2 to 3 or 3 to 2 ratio, 3 parts paint to 2 parts water. All right, so now you got to zero this out, and we're going to add 80 milliliters. However, you don't want to add 80 all at the same time. You're going to want to add 20, 20, 20 and mix in between. All right, so here we go. We're going to add 20. Okay, so there's 20. Let's stir this. And let's add another 20. And I'm going to take this cap off for right now. Let's do it more. All right, so another 20. So we got to get that to 40. All right. Stir that a little bit. So the reason why I'm stirring in between is because if you do it all at once, it adds clumps, and it's so hard to get those clumps out. And you'll feel it get thicker again. Okay, so now we need to go up to 60. All right, a little past it, that's fine. But remember, we need to get up to 80. Right now, it's still got a pretty good thickness to it, and we want it thin for a Dutch pour. All right, so we've got 69, so we got to be very careful. All right, and we went over just by 1, but remember it was at 123 before. Okay, and the consistency you want is for the paint to drop directly into it without making a puddle on the top of the surface or an indent in down below. This is good. This Dutch pour is going to be very similar to a scene where I'm going to have the sky here, ocean, and then it's not really sand because it's early in the morning. It's a dark gray that looks like sand with a little bit of water washing up on it. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to do using the Dutch pour method. So it'll be interesting to see if this one actually works. All right, well, let's get started. redo this Dutch pour here. Hopefully it turns out better. This is actually pretty cool, but yeah, so we're gonna redo it. Okay, so how I got these marks is I did not use a paintbrush. And there'll be some other things that I'm gonna do to this piece. But for right now, I just kind of wanted to show you how I kind of created what looks like from a distance waves. So this was a swipe, and it was a multi-layered, so it had dark and then lighter blue, and then on up to pink. And I was gonna do it a certain way, and I ended up swiping it. So I changed everything up. But how I have gotten these little streaky things, and so this is the second round. So I let this dry for 3 or 4 hours. And then similar to like a balloon smash, I took this piece of plastic, and I can clean it. I haven't cleaned it since I did this, but I just went over the top, and it was like a jerky motion because some places were white or wet and some places were dry. And so I just took it clear across, and then I would take it this way clear across, and so on and so forth. And then that actually got some of the lighter blue into the darker blue area, and some of the white into the darker blue area, as well as some of the pink. So that's how I did this, and it was really cool. So it's very similar to the balloon smash, where you want to let your paint dry for a while prior to doing this. And so then it adds texture. This is all dry right now, but this adds texture as well as depth to it too as well. So kind of what I'm looking at is like over here, there must be a sun someplace coming through to see this white here, and a little bit of that kind of reflects. So anyway, all right, well, that's what I wanted to show you today. All right, bye for now.
Thanks for watching, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so that way you can get notified when I have a new video up. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.